Hello and welcome to the Week in Review for the week ending October 13, 2012. I'm Joseph Lopez, inviting you to spend the next half hour with me as we take an in-depth look at the stories that impact our daily lives. In this week's program, Parangueros come out in their numbers for the official launch of Parang 2012-2013. Trinidad and Tobago joins the rest of the world in observation of World Mental Health Day. The 2012-2013 budget is passed in Parliament. The Week in Review begins now. Let's take a look.
Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says this year's fiscal package has received numerous positive reviews. The Prime Minister gave the comments during the closing of the debate in the lower house, where she says it's necessary to take points given in the commentary as it's the voice of the people they represent. She assures that government is committed to ensuring equality, freedom and progress for all citizens.
All the commentaries coming in are very positive views for Budget 2013, Mr. Speaker. And why is it important that we look at the reviews, both, as I say, constructive criticism as well as the positive reviews? Indeed, as I say, we have always demonstrated we are a government that is willing to listen first and then lead. And so we will take on board the criticisms, as I said, the constructive criticisms coming from here and elsewhere. The
Prime Minister took the opportunity to call on all members of Parliament to use the budget as a guide in serving and providing for the people.
This budget, any budget, is a blueprint for the future, as I said. And this particular budget comes at a critical time in our country's economy and in the world's economy. At a time when such economies are ready to come back from the edge of a global economic downturn. And therefore, it should not really become a tool in petty debate for political gain. Instead, I ask the honourable members on the other side, as I indeed ask on this side, that we put aside the natural instinct to oppose and instead to pick up responsibility we all share as representatives of the people and to represent people honestly, frankly and deliberately.
She adds that this budget is unlike any other as it seeks to provide for each and every citizen through initiatives that will reach communities across Trinidad and Tobago.
A better commitment to crime prevention, a commitment to better jobs, a commitment to better wages, a commitment to more economic development, a commitment to better health care for all, better schools for children and for their children. These are things I think both sides, and indeed every right-thinking citizen, will agree that we will all agree on these matters.
In closing statement, she pledged to mobilize all resources in a systematic and organized manner to tackle issues such as crime, fiscal debt and poverty.
The Ministry of Health joins the rest of the global community in observing the 20th anniversary of World Mental Health Day on October 10, 2012. This year, the World Health Organization has aptly chosen the theme, Depression, a Global Crisis. Dr. the Honorable Ford Khan says Trinidad and Tobago is certainly not immune. He takes a look back at earlier times this year when he indicated that approximately 1/4 of our population, or 1 in 4 persons, is afflicted by mental illness. At the Mental Health Fair downtown Port of Spain, statistics on mood disorders such as depression is said to account for 30% of the reported cases of mental illness in Trinidad and Tobago. The last Global School Health Survey in 2007, conducted in Trinidad and Tobago, revealed that 21.5% of students felt sad or hopeless almost every day to an extent that they stopped doing their usual activities.
In mental health, this is not as well developed as it should be. So there is significant education of the population that needs to be done and significant attempts at destigmatization of mental illness. So in closing, I would like to assure you that the Northwest Regional Health Authority is committed to ensuring our citizens are more cognizant of mental illnesses. I encourage you today at this fair to educate yourself about mental health. it is anticipated that all in attendance will become more enlightened about issues surrounding mental health, the treatment options, and how mentally ill persons can be assisted in returning to an optimum level of functioning.
For World Mental Health Day, the Ministry of Health calls on all citizens to educate themselves about depression and support those who are suffering from this mental disorder. The recent World Health Assembly called on the World Health Organization and its member state to take action in this direction. It says the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is committed to taking action to reduce the incidence of depression. The Ministry of Health has begun the integration of mental health care into primary care to increase the opportunities for early detection and prevention.
Much of the situations that speak to mental illness and the stigma and the discrimination, persons tend not to want to report it. So the figures that the minister actually recounted are those that we can factor in for. Whereas it might include persons who have actually had an experience with mental illness or themselves have been hospitalized because of mental disorders.
The Ministry of Health recently launched a national mental health awareness campaign. This educational drive has been conducted through the use of drama and print, electronic and social media.
Many persons are not reporting because of the general stigma from the population. So we are hoping that initiatives such as this and many others that we have on the drawing board will reduce that stigma and discrimination. But internationally, those are figures, and that's where Trinidad falls on the international scale as well.
Dr. Khan defines depression as a common mental disorder that presents with loss of interest or pleasure, decreased energy, feelings of guilt or low self-worth, disturbed sleep or appetite, or even poor concentration. Moreover, depression often comes with symptoms of anxiety. For almost 40 years, residents of Lane Street in Arima clamored to have their road paved. They say the road was beyond impassable and made life for them quite uncomfortable. Finally, after the long years of discomfort, the relieved residents say they have much reason to celebrate. Speaking at an appreciation gathering at Lane Street in Arima, MP for the area Dr. Lincoln Douglas described the pain endured by the residents of the area.
Today, this road is a completely brand new road. On both sides of the road there are drains. It is fully paved. Before we paved the road, we had to make sure that they put down a 4-inch water lane to take and to run water to all of the houses, and all of that has been done.
Dr. Douglas says he is proud to represent his constituency of Lopino Bonner West.
This is another representation of the government and the People's Partnership and the work that we are doing. I am happy to be a representative for Lopino Bonner West and the development of the constituency. I have pledged myself to work hard for the people of Lopino Bonner West, the infrastructural development, education, sports and culture, and making people's life more meaningful. And this is another example of how this government has been contributing to the lifestyle and the way that people live.
This resident says she is overwhelmed that the road is finally paved. She is thanking the relevant authorities for the work they have done.
I've been here 40 years now. I'm the first person came down in this lane down there, Mistress Mansigi. And I'm always waiting for the road and asking Jesus when we will get this road. And Mr. Hope came in and he visited and asked him, and he told me, well, all you'll soon get the road. And I just want to thank him, thank all the other ministers and them, thank all the workers and them that work on the road. I just want to thank every one of them. And I want to thank our Prime Minister. And I wouldn't vote for nobody else more than she.
It's a golden opportunity to have PTSC drivers trained at the cutting edge of such a unique technology. And Chief Driving Instructor of the facility, Mr. Benedict Lopez, says there's much to benefit from attending the Driver Training Simulator Academy.
We will teach them all of the skills techniques and principles necessary for accident-free driving. What we have done is that we have removed the risk associated with on-the-road training by placing the student driver in a no-risk virtual reality training environment. It allows accidents, incidents, and many types of scenarios to be recreated for the students' benefit so that they can understand what went wrong and how to avoid it in the real world.
He notes that this type of training would allow their service vehicles' income-generating fleet to continue to provide service and to generate income while drivers are trained by the Simulator Academy.
Now, you might say this is all well and good and it's fantastic sounding. But I want to let you know for the second time, as I did on the opening day, that by itself, the training that we provide for your drivers is no silver bullet for accident avoidance. It must be coupled with monitoring of your drivers at the workplace and enforcement on our roads.
General Manager Mr. Roland George of the Simulator Academy also echoed similar sentiments.
The primary objective of opening up access to training at this facility is to improve the quality of drivers in Trinidad and Tobago, not just to do business, but we also want to assist in improving the quality of drivers that we produce. Our focus is to contribute to the reduction of accidents and fatalities on the nation's roads.
He adds, it is intended to benefit the national community and the region because they want to extend the services. Mr. George emphasized the team of trainers led by Mr. Benedict Lopez is ready to change the driving experience for the better once and for all.
Simulator training reinforces positive decision-making through practice in a risk-free environment. Simulator training reinforces positive decision-making through practice and continuous practice and training.
The Driver Training Simulator Academy is also open to drivers employed within TNTech and private security services. Lopino ranks among the stomping grounds for Parang. This year, persons from all parts of the country came to enjoy the launch of the season in the shadows of the Lopino tennis courtyard.
The music is fine, the whole atmosphere is fantastic.
Are you guys Parang?
Yes, enthusiasts. I have my bottle and thing. Make a little noise.
It's amazing. The music is really it's amazing. I see the sense of community and people have come together to make this thing happen.
I didn't expect this kind of music here because I thought it's always the steel drums and those those things. Yeah, but this is for me new. This is a little bit Spanish here or.
So you guys are having fun though, regardless?
Yeah.
I came down just for this.
The staging of the event in Lopino is all about keeping the traditions alive. And apart from gearing up for the infectious Parang, the villagers busied themselves, preparing cuisine like pastels, ham and turkey, roast pork and an array of wild meats.
Gorgeous. I had pastels and Jura chicken. Yes, they're from Santa Cruz, of course, and I know they perform very well. It's really good. The pastel is smooth, and the Jura pork is excellent.
The aroma coming from the food huts was simply irresistible, and even I couldn't resist tasting it. Mouth-watering. There were, however, scores of people taking in the music from out on the road. The decision to hold this year's opening of the festival in Lopino was taken by the National Parang Association Executive in collaboration with Minister Douglas, the MP for Lopino Bonaire West, who offered to host a major Parang event as part of his constituency's Aruka Powerfest celebrations. Speaking with News 4, the minister says that government has a plan that he believes will improve and preserve local festivals and traditions.
This is my constituency, Lopino Bonaire West, Lopino in particular. So we had a good collaboration going on. We were developing something we call Aruka Power Festival to highlight what the arts and the culture in the east of Trinidad and Tobago. And so we thought it was a great opportunity to do some kind of collaboration. And speaking with the Parang Association, they were willing to come to Lopino.
Minister Douglas says that the government is seeking to have communities bid to become the home of festivals and traditions such as Parang, Ramlila, and other such cultural expressions.
The Aruka Power Festival is a series of events, as we've pointed out earlier today, that starts with the Parang Festival, then goes into the Pan Festival, then the Drum Festival, our cultural festival, takes us right into next year with the launch of Carnival 2013. So all of this is working beautiful for the east of Trinidad and Tobago, and I am particularly concerned about the east because we've had a lot of cultural emphasis on north and on south, but in the east there's quite a deficiency. So I'll be looking to develop a lot more of the culture for the east of Trinidad and Tobago.
President of the Village Council, Donna Mora, says she is very happy with the decision by the minister to hold this year's Parang opening night in Lopino.
Dr. Lincoln Douglas, he lobbied for it. He said this is a gift to Lopino for our 50th anniversary. And wow, this was really a gift. And I really appreciate it.
The show took place in the Lopino Recreational Grounds and took the form of a free Parang Kulafet, which, judging from the huge turnout, was a resounding success. 10 Parang bands performed on the night before several hundred people. And finally from us this evening, we take you back a couple of weeks to the assumption of duty by Attorney Chrislyn Moore as the Minister of Justice, becoming the latest entrant to the Cabinet of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Chrislyn Moore, Minister of Justice, a statement of engagement.
I, Chrislyn Moore, do swear by Almighty God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to Trinidad and Tobago, and will uphold the Constitution and the law, that I will conscientiously, impartially, and to the best of my ability discharge my duties as a minister and do right to all manner of people without fear or favor, affection or ill will. I am a product of my parents, Chrissy and Desmond, my grandparents, my godparents, and large Tobago extended family. I'm a product of my village, Lambo, Tobago, a product of Bishop's High School, Tobago, a product of the University of the West Indies, a product of the legal profession, and of course, a product of Trinidad and Tobago. This opportunity to serve is an opportunity to honor the various and component parts of my life. By reposing confidence in me, the Prime Minister has affirmed these groups and communities and has confirmed the People's Partnership's commitment to them. This appointment is, of course, an opportunity to give back to Trinidad and Tobago what was so freely given to me, a sense of community, a sense of identity, and a commitment to fairness and justice, a commitment to efficiency, integrity, and moral and spiritual values. I feel certain that when she made this appointment, the Prime Minister, herself a woman of incredible strength of character, considered the part that women play in society, in the world at large, as arbiters in matters foreign and domestic, and as agitators for justice the world over, in the face of utmost difficulty and utter confusion. It is my intention to bring honor to this appointment by bringing honor to the office, to my community, my island Tobago, my village, and my family. Thank you. My background in criminal law is firm and entrenched. I practiced exclusively at the criminal bar for quite a number of years. In fact, it is the criminal bar in which most of my advocacy skills were honed. I had the honor, in fact, to practice before the Honorable Mr. Justice Volney, as he then was. So that is not an issue now in question. In my capacity as an attorney at law, I have represented numerous people. As it happens, the competence of my advice and the efficiency of the service that I offered has lent itself to attract a certain type of clientele. It is quite telling that among my clients would have been listed the Attorney General and the Prime Minister. Not many attorneys could boast of a clientele so august. First priorities are to really get into the ministry and assess the situation on the ground, and after that commit to moving the ministry forward, reforming the criminal justice process, and continuing where my predecessor left off. I am Ms. Moore. You're trying to get me in trouble now.
No. I'm trying to keep myself out of trouble.
Trying to get me in trouble now.
So Ms. Moore, yes.
Thank you.
And that's a look at GISL's Week in Review. Here's a reminder that you can view segments of this program on our website at news.gov.tt. I'm Joseph Lopez. Thanks for joining us. Do have a safe week.